kick off, set it off. Go to Vegas, bet it all. Put it on the Bucs win, whoever they gon' play gon' fall. Don't say I ain't told y'all. Loose cannons gon' fold y'all. Yeah, the Heat be 9-3, but it gets real cold in the fall. That's when the season start. Bucs come in 40 hard. Win after win, ripping the division apart. Panthers, they pussycats. Falcons got bird flu. Take the Ravens and Dolphins and open up a zoo. Cause one thing's for sure, better than the Bucs, they show lane. And every day in Tampa Bay, we say fuck the Saints. We in Tampa Bay, baby. 813 going crazy. Tampa, boy. This Bucs podcast be the greatest. Loose cannons blasting on them haters. And we in Tampa Bay, baby. Tell them where you from. 813 going crazy. Yeah. This Bucs podcast be the greatest. Loose cannons blasting on them haters. Now when I say the loose cannons, what? Do you know what I mean? I'm talking Bobby Latte, Stank Bastard, and Sam Rowe.
What is up, Bucs Nation? It is Wednesday. I mean, I can't believe I can say July 23rd, 2025.
You all right, bro?
Dude, it's the beginning of training camp. You're watching the Loose Cannons podcast. I am your boy, the one, the only, Sammer Ali, hanging out with I love you today, Stank. The pale one, smoking a Slim Jim cigar, whatever you want to call it. Stank fucking bastard. And we've got intern Izzy behind the glass tonight joining us. And of course, Stank, it is a momentous occasion. But before we can dive into all that, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit that subscribe button on your way out if you are new and you absolutely love us, which I highly doubt you won't, but maybe you will, because we are kind of a terrible show at the same time. Make sure you hit those buttons, and of course, make sure you check us out on loosecannonslive.com, where you can see every episode, whether it's audio, video, and of course, join our amazing Discord channel, which is completely free. Amazing community of weird shit going down there, and weirdos like Stank. And of course, there is the Cannon Cartel, which is the paid membership side of our Discord. It's only like $3 a month. But that gives you access to our fantasy football leagues that are going to be kicking off here very, very, very soon. Tip of the hat to Loose Cannons Leprechaun, who will be managing all of that, as well as some gambling stuff going on in there as well, folks. So make sure you check that out before the end of the night or after the show. But, Stanker, we have finally made it. We have made it through the worst time in any calendar, the year, the part of the year where there's nothing to watch, where you're just sitting around on Sunday wondering how the fuck the non-sports guys do this all year long. You're trying to watch, old movies that you really don't want to watch. I'm watching Law and Order, SVU from like 1999. I'm just watching stuff where they don't have cell phones that can be touched on yet. All this, well, we made it though. It's July 23rd. It's the first day of training camp. The Bucs reported yesterday. Everything was amazing. The grass smells better. Stank, you could hear the sweat. You could hear the sweat from your house. So, as always, kind of a training camp day one tradition. What's it smell like out there in Tampa right now?
Smells like men. It's raining men. It's raining sweat.
Men. It's sweating men.
It's fucking sweaty men in my town. Just a couple of blocks from me. Man, I just go out on the front porch and I soak it in. It's been awful. This off season has been terrible, bro. I've never been to prison, been in jail. I've never been to prison. I assume this is what prison felt like, right? This is the longest stretch. I don't know. Weird fucking off season. I'm so happy we're here. I think Bantry earlier asked me if I have a Minions lunchbox. No, bro. Minions, that's not my thing, bro. G.I. Joe lunchbox till I die. Okay, G.I. Joe.
I'm a Gumby or a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles lunchbox.
I could see a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, but yeah, I'm not a Minions guy.
Intern Izzy. What kind of lunchbox were you going for when you were 8?
Gotta be the Transformers.
Dude, I swear to God, I was gonna say Transformers, dude. You look like a Transformers. You look like that kid that nobody wanted to be friends with, but you just hung out with your Transformers lunchbox all day.
I was gonna say like you had an iCarly lunchbox or something like that.
iCarly, really? We're going to go that far?
I don't know.
Nah. Nah, Transformers or Star Wars was my go-to.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense though. Stank. Not all is well. Okay, heading into camp. Maybe all is well, but there's some worry. There's some. You know, we always got the occasional group of very scared fans that just, you know, that's kind of what they do, right? And they've been given some good ammo this week, right? And that starts out with the Bucs starting out camp without 7 guys, okay? And you know, some of those not really unexpected necessarily. Not a lot of big names on there in terms of, you know, the 7, but 2, of course, Chris Godwin and Tristan Wirfs starting off camp on the PUP list, which does not mean they will be starting the season on the PUP list, as Greg Allman so graciously explained to us last time we were on here. But let's start with Chris Godwin, okay? Let's start with Chris Godwin. He had another surgery, apparently, or another
procedure,
you want to say? All right, so doesn't look like he's going to be ready for week 1. So I'm okay with that. I wasn't expecting it. I was hoping that we would be able to kind of bring him along, maybe wait until the bye week, but at worst case scenario, maybe week 5, 6, one of those home games, you know, in that stretch, bring him in there. And if we were going to see him sooner than that, I would have thought maybe the Jets game with a pitch count, but I'm okay with him not being here. And it makes the Emeka Egbuka pick so much better. And you know what? It's not bad for the rookie to start the year right off the bat, thrown into the fire. But in terms of Chris Godwin, I don't think this was a surprise.
No, it wasn't a surprise. And of all positions, and we just have a plethora of options. I mean, people even forget we got Trey Palmer, right? That guy's name hasn't been uttered in I don't know, months, weeks, years, or I don't know. We've got guys. There's guys. There's Cam Johnson, who was like the guy we talked about all last preseason, right? You know, we've got the rookies. We got Tez now. We've got guys. We got Naughty Miller. You know, we've got guys that had actual snaps with this team, with Baker Mayfield, that played meaningful fucking minutes out there. I know it's a basketball term, but meaningful time on this team. And so of all the positions, that's the one we have the luxury of just kind of letting Chris do what he's got to do, get fucking healthy, 4 games, 6 games. I don't really care. Just get healthy, bro, so you can play your career out here and not put your career in jeopardy. But yeah, he's not out there practicing. He hasn't been running around. He hasn't been doing anything.
Nope.
He's staying on the PUP. Really good chance that guy's not playing week 1.
Yeah, I'm that guy. I watch a lot of basketball, so I see all those ankle injuries that always seem to inevitably turn into what if the guys rush back. Calf injury, similar scenario. It always seems to turn into an Achilles tear. And the Bucs taking their time with Chris. I don't even think he's run yet in his process doing his rehab. So to think that in like a month's time, 6 weeks time, month and a half, that he'd be ready. I want to say they're being optimistic. They're saying all the right things. All the coach be coming at Todd Bowles, all the right shit. But man, let's be honest here. Let the guy take his time. He doesn't need to rush back. We got a guy in Jalen McMillan who's proven he can be the guy on the field. And if Emeka isn't quite there, you know, day 1, then it's okay. We got Jalen McMillan. You said all, you know, we got the plethora, but I think they need to err on that side of let Chris take his time until you are certain, because you got ligaments in there. And the last thing you want is for him to come in there favoring his legs and his feet, not really moving the right way, and then he's popping an Achilles, knock on wood, right? Because that's the thing that happens after those terrible foot, calf, ankle injuries. That ligament scenario gets very fucking fishy, right? And you know feet, Stank. If you're not 100%, you got to protect that part of your body. And I think I would be extremely happy if they said we're not playing him till the bye week. And if obviously behind the closed doors, don't say it in public, but that would be a perfect scenario. How could they do that and not have him hit injured reserve and all that stuff? I don't know how those rules work yet because they've changed so much, but I'd be okay with all that, man. Let him take his time. Imagine a Chris Godwin coming in fresh in the middle of the season. I mean, people are already trying to game plan what you got going on. All of a sudden you throw this fucking massive wrench into the fucking works of the defensive coordinators you're going against. I think it's the way to go. I like it. I'm happy with it. He doesn't need to see something. He doesn't need to see training camp.
I'm not going to celebrate it. I would love to have.
No, I'm saying I like the process of how they're playing
I like the process. I like the fact that they're not going to put any pressure on the guy. This organization doesn't do that anyways. And like I alluded to earlier, we've got guys. Sterling Shepard, another guy, a veteran guy. You know, a little bit of a head case out there, but you know, who knows? Who knows? That guy has been productive in the past. He's made some plays for us, made some not so great plays for us as well. But this offense was incredible. We were down half of our fucking weapons, for a good portion of the season. Just didn't feel like we were ever truly healthy anywhere on this football team. Yet they still produced. They still scored points outside of the playoff game. They still put up numbers. So I'm not that worried yet. And we got the plethora on that in that position, and I think the offense is going to be dynamic regardless.
Yeah, and then so that kind of leads to the other part of the offense that's missing, Tristan Wirfs. That's the other name. Everyone's worrying about that. They seem to be hinting more positively towards him, but with Todd saying he's going to be back sooner rather than later. I don't know if that's some coach speaking there, but usually you don't say things like that necessarily that, incite this optimism when you don't have to. So I feel like he's also historically, Stank, been a very good healer. He's been a quick healer.
He's not human.
Yeah. So
he's like Vita, bro. Not human.
I have this feeling that he might be ready for week 1 or 2. So I don't want to say it out loud almost, but it just I have this feeling that he's that kind of guy. He some luck on our side possibly, but with all that being said, I don't think they're going to rush him back either, obviously, and I think they'll be okay because I trust this offensive line coach at this point to get a guy ready for even a 4-week stretch. If Tristan does stay on that PUP list, and then at worst, I think somebody said in the chat 2-2, I'll take that all day considering everything that goes into that. But some other guys are on that list too. I mean, Anthony Walker, he's a backup linebacker, supposed to, kind of play there with Levante and Servassier. You kind of want to see him out there. He should be back soon. But the other name, Stank, a fan favorite on the show, a loose cannon's favorite, big old Desmond, okay?
Yeah.
Not even allowed to practice because they said, you haven't hit that weight goal, but they're not upset with him. They have a plan in place. He's going to hit his benchmarks, and they say he'll be out here sooner rather than later as well. And I think it's just a tough lesson for the first couple of days, in my opinion. A little bit of tough love for Todd Bowles to get this guy to kind of make sure he's completely bought in and healthy enough to work out with the rest of the guys. Because the last thing you want is that health to work, or, that lack of health, I guess you want to say, to work against him and a guy that big. It's kind of a dangerous scenario. It's hot as fuck outside. Dude is pretty big. You don't want him falling on guys on top of that, right? So it makes a lot of sense to kind of take some time with that. And maybe, hey, we got to get you to this number before we can have some clinically obese human being running around, possibly killing others.
Yeah, he's always going to be a project guy, or always going in. We knew this was going to be a project. This isn't the biggest loser, bro. Okay, this guy's not losing 60 pounds. If you want, it's going to take some fucking time for this guy to naturally get down to a weight that's healthy and safe. He's a Florida kid, though. Played right here in Tampa. Played at UF. The Heat. He's used to this, but he's got to figure it out in the kitchen. I mean, there's no other way to put it. He's got to figure out the right combination that allows him to get down to a healthy weight. I think the kid wants to be here. I think they want him here. Will he be on the 53? Probably not. But who fucking knows? A lot can happen in a short period of time. Todd wasn't, going to say what type of landmark he needs to hit in order for him to be able to join the team. But, they all know. I mean, they didn't have to take a chance on this kid. They didn't have to. No. They clearly like, a lot of what he does. He is a freak for being that big and being that athletic. Why not take a chance on a kid like that? He could end up being an important piece at some point, but just not now.
Yeah, in the conversations I've had with his agent, kid's a good kid. He works hard. Yep. He's taking it seriously. He understands the opportunity at hand is not one to be taken, for granted. He understands that this might be the only opportunity he's going to get, so he has to prove it right. And his mom's his personal chef right now. She's making, and he's not going to, you could have a personal chef and cheat, but you ain't going to cheat on mama, right? Mama's cooking. You ain't going to do that because there's a level of fear there. You ain't crossing that line. I think that's strategic, by the way. So I like that. I think the kid's going to be ready at some point in camp. We're going to get to see him out there. And yes, I'm with you. Watching him play at Florida, he wasn't a guy that took off plays when you would think if anybody wanted to take some plays off, it'd be that guy. We saw Gilbert Brown play in the NFL for how many years? Dude played one play and then he was out for 5. right? And he was usually just leaning on guys. He looked extremely unhealthy. Then you compare him to a Vince Wilfork, who freak of nature, big human being, but dude was a fucking monster and an absolute beast out there in terms of his motor. So I think maybe I don't think he's going to be that productive, but maybe he could have similar kind of impact plays here and there if he gets on the field. But yeah, man, I'm with you, man. I mean, but here's the thing, having him stand out at camp in the heat just kind of helps him lose a little bit more. Just standing outside, you lose a handful of pounds if you're a big boy.
You lose the water weight. That guy probably loses 10, 15 pounds of water weight on an average camp day. That's not what they want him to lose. They want him to lose body fat, gain muscle mass, get some of that natural.
You willing to work on his feet for him?
Yeah. I mean, I'm here for this team. I already work with Antoine. Everybody knows that. We've seen me working with him on the field. Ironically, the star of the first day of camp. The star of the first day of camp. Me and Antoine talked a lot. We always do about our feet together, and that was his focus. That's always his focus. That's what makes him great. And it just proofs in the pudding, as they say. I think some people have said that before. If not, I'm gonna.
I never heard that before. That's 2 shows in a row you coined a really fucking good phrase. Yeah, that's a serious moniker. Yeah, and you know what, Stank? You just executed the greatest transition in the show's history. You didn't even know. No, you didn't even know the next topic. Look at the topic bar. You went right into it, dude. We just segued unknowingly into the second topic, which is Winfield Jr. shines with 2 interceptions on day 1. He had a statement day. Day 1, obviously, no pads, but one of them also included a pick 6. And no, they were not against backup quarterbacks. They were against Baker Mayfield. One was a pick that should have been a pick by Zion, bobbles it up in the air. Mike almost catches it, and when Antoine comes in there, grabs it. And of course, the other one was a pick 6 where he refused to stop running until he made it to the end zone, sending a message to Todd Bowles. Hey, I heard you. I heard what you said about grabbing balls, getting hands on balls, making plays as a defense. He was there day 1, 2 picks. That's fucking amazing to see him back in action, Stank, but more importantly, healthy.
It's a beautiful thing, man. The guy's a fucking superstar. He is a superstar. He legitimately, eventually, this will be his defense once Levante, gets on, I don't want to say a horse, I think a tiger. He gets on the back of that tiger and he rides off.
How about a giant elephant? Big, majestic. I like it. Like a majestic white elephant.
A bear, maybe. I don't know. Something. When Levante eventually does whatever he wants to do, okay, he should have a harem of whatever he wants waiting for him, because he's earned it. Similar to 55, 54 deserves that place in this town forever. Should never pay for a meal. That kind of thing. Hall of Famer. But it's going to be Antoine's defense at some point, and in a way, it is partially still his. So seeing that guy go out there and stand out, it sends a message to all the young guys, all the guys who are still trying to make this football team. I mean, a guy, we talked about the guys who aren't here. We got a guy who is here that I don't think anybody expected to hear his name. He got his hands on balls today. That's Bryce Hall. Bryce Hall, right?
Yeah. Bryce Hall. Right? A guy that we thought was going to be, maybe something for us last year. We were excited that guy joined the team.
He was good he was good in camp last year. He was good in camp last year. Preseason. Yep. He looked pretty damn good in the few plays he did have against the Washington Commanders in week 1 when he was thrust into action. And then all of a sudden, the football gods took him away. But he's back, and he was unexpected, saying that's a good fucking you've been paying attention, man. You've been working on your game. I see that. I see what's going on here.
Listen, the off season, like I've been in my own training camp up to this point. Yeah, today is my first day, where the lights are on. And I'm here to perform, man. I'm sick and tired.
Listen,
of being treated like I don't belong here, because I fucking belong here.
Hey, listen, I'm giving you kudos, man. Not only did you pull us into an amazing fucking segue, you just also added on top of the topics layered, discussion. I mean, this might be your best 7-minute stretch ever.
Should I take my headphones?
You should retire now. You should pull you should do a John Elway right now. Mic drop it, walk away. Speaking of stepping our game up, Izzy, You have anything you need to add to the show pertaining to the role you have?
Maybe a super chat came up or something.
Yeah.
The role you have on the show.
Super chat show up. We do have a super chat.
Oh, wow.
LBBC's Most Wanted with a $5 super chat. Been watching you guys for years. Excited to meet you in Seattle. Going with my wife, 9-year-old, and brother-in-law. Any insight on the VIP guest?
You know what's funny? When I first read that, I thought he said he had a 9-year-old brother-in-law. And so it's kind of weird. Kind of fuck with me. But first of all, absolutely love the fact that you love us. That's amazing. I can't disagree there. $4.99 shows that you kind of don't really love us too much, but we accept it. It's all good.
Should have been $10.
Who is the VIP guest? Can't tell you who the VIP guest
tell you,
is.
bro.
Because then it kind of just defeats the whole purpose, right? But I will tell you, we went to Dallas once and we had a party with Jason Light and one guy named Warren Sapp. May or may not have smoked the joint with the guy. But, just saying. Yeah. But
I'll tell you one. Intern Izzy. Intern Izzy is going to be there, okay?
Hell yeah, I'm going to be there.
In the flesh, absolutely in the VIP section.
Well, he will have a personal walker. He doesn't. I don't know what the walking situation is with the eyes and all that, Izzy. I'm probably going to have someone there to help you kind of navigate through the halls.
I can walk just fine. Look, the eyes are one thing, my legs are another. I am fine.
Izzy, how good are you at like unlatching and latching the velvet rope? Because we kind of had an idea of what we might have you be, doing.
Are you really good? You're gonna make me the bouncer of the VIP lounge?
No, just the velvet rope.
Not the bouncer. Yeah, you just valet rope guy. We definitely want.
I'm the valet rope guy.
Yeah.
The velvet rope guy. Sorry, not the valet.
I'm the velvet rope guy.
Yeah. I feel like that's maybe get you like a nice matching velvet coat. That'd be nice. You ever had a red
the velvet rope?
Yeah, with like black lapels on it. We can class it up a little bit, right?
I think like you would, with the round fucking drink thing. I feel like that would be a good look for you.
Yeah,
you got a waiter's look to you.
Yeah, I was gonna say you look like the guys that usually you see in the nicer restaurants in the bathroom, right? Yep. You ever handed a mint out and held a wet towel out for anybody?
No, I've never done that.
Listen.
Hey, how many men have you sprayed cologne on in the bathroom? Be honest.
Be honest.
Never. 0.
I don't believe you. So that's gonna change come Seattle. We're gonna use you at that party for that. But the rest of the trip, I'm gonna have you just kind of, make my bathroom your home, my suite, right? And so anytime I'm in there, warm towel, Mr. Ali. Here's your lotions, Mr. Ali. Run the bath water, that kind of scenario. I think that's only fair. Maybe we should let people in the chat vote on if that should be your role in Seattle. So
I see someone said Gus Swayze is going to be the special guest.
He might be. You have to be there in order to find out. By the way, Vixen said the music's doing the dumb shit, Sammer. Fix that shit.
Oh my God. Well, it's gone now. That's Izzy's fault, guys. If I don't go to Izzy, it doesn't happen. So that's the guy you're going to have to blame. No, hey, this guy, by the way, LBC's Most Wanted, whatever the hell his name was, he's just letting you guys know that you can go to bucksawaygames.com and check out an amazing VIP road game experience with us in Seattle. Lower bowl tickets for everybody in your group. Okay, you get a VIP 4 or 5-star hotel stay in the middle of the heart of Seattle, walking distance from that Space Needle. Okay, you got that going on. You got a free stadium tour if you're part of the 3-night package on Saturday afternoon with us, of course. And you got the Saturday night VIP party and all you can eat and drink tailgate before the game. And then we walk into the stadium and watch our Bucs wear white creamsicle throwback uniforms, Stank, against the Seattle Seahawks. Amazing retro throwback uniforms as well. Job well done by the NFL heads, the big people up there who stole my idea that I pitched in, March, I think. They stole the idea from me. I take credit. I was the first one to speak it into existence. They stole it. It's okay. I'll let it go. But Stank, more importantly, I am now forced to buy a white creamsicle jersey.
Yep.
Okay.
I can't wait to see you in cream. That's
gonna be a sight to see.
It's just gonna be a sight to see. You're right. And it's gonna have Tecmo Bowl vibes for those old heads who had used to play the greatest NFL football game ever. So I just can't fucking wait. I can't wait.
I think you need to wear that 1970s-esque announcer jacket suit, the whole look that those guys used to wear in the booth. I think that,
in the stadium.
Yeah, creamsicle style though, you know,
with like a really bad comb over.
really bad. Yeah, I mean, you have the car salesman look going on during the draft show, right? So you could probably dig that out of the closet. Here's the thing though, I'm not a big fan of the jersey release. Obviously, everyone who follows me on Twitter sees that I'm not a huge fan of the screen printed jerseys. Doesn't make any sense. They don't look good. They don't fucking feel expensive and nice. So I might have to drop $400 now on a stitched, replica jersey just for this fucking game, which I'm not happy about. But I did go to war with Fanatics, and maybe they're going to release a mid-tier stitched jersey that I officially got them to actually submit a ticket on. So we'll see where that goes. No idea if that's going to go anywhere. But Stank, I'm going to let the people on this show throughout camp decide and vote on what number jersey I should purchase. It could be an old school player. It could be a current player. It could be Baker Mayfield. I mean, it could be a Hall of Fame lock, because I'm only going to wear this jersey one time. And I have thrown around the idea, I don't know what you think of this, Stank, if we were to do a giveaway of a game-worn Sammer Ali throwback creamsicle.
That's a good idea. I was going to say that
one time.
That white creamsicle is the perfect autograph jersey. You know, so if you end up being selfish, which, you know, I don't know anybody that's more selfish, you end up keeping it. It's a great wall hanger, you know, get it signed, hang it right up there, you know, along.
What if I sign it?
What if you just get an Ali jersey?
I mean, I'm never
Jonas actually put that in the chat. Ali with the number 1 right there.
I'm not going to do my guy, Rashad wrong like that, man. He's already got number 1. If anything,
what's your favorite number, Sammer?
It's either 8 or 24.
Okay, so go with
Kobe
the Kobe
I like
number.
that.
Here, go with the Kobe number, put the Ali jersey, and we'll give it away. I think that's a phenomenal idea.
I like that. Ali with the
Signed
24 in the back.
Maybe I'll do a Stank jersey and I'll put my footprint on it, and we can give that one away too.
Is that possible?
It's a white jersey. You could definitely footprint.
Yeah, bro. You know, like when you have a baby and they put the baby's in ink. That's exactly what we'll do. We'll do it live on the show. We'll ink my foot up and I'll stamp it. I'll put it right there, right on the shoulder where all the Hall of Famers sign. But you'll just it'll be a 1 of 1.
But here's the thing, though, man.
I'll give that away.
I like wearing white jerseys. They just look real clean. They just look nice. Yeah. They feel like an elevated. Jerseys don't usually look good on grown ass men. But man, what if I end up liking this white cream on cream jersey? What then? What? And maybe
gotta hang that up, put it on the wall.
You just have to completely formally switch. Listen, bro. This is, as an older man, you sometimes you just end up liking things you didn't used to like. I all of a sudden like all this Jew food my dad used to eat. I'm eating fucking bratwurst. I'm eating gefilte fish. I'm eating marble on rye. Stuff I used to think was the worst shit ever. And now for some reason, I love it. I eat it all the time. I can't get enough of it. You pastrami, all that shit. You can't deny that your taste changed over time. And maybe all along you were the white creamsicle guy and you just didn't know it.
I mean, I do think the uniforms look really good on the boys. Like the photos they released of the guys wearing them, they look
phenomenal.
They
look so cold.
The jerseys they sell though, much different. Much different look. They didn't hit those very well. And I don't know why they don't have online options with the 50 patch on them. Makes no sense. But nonetheless, we'll figure out a way for you guys to vote on what number I'm going to buy. I kind of thought Vita Vea, number 50 for 50 years, wearing it one time and calling it a day. But I just, it's hard not to get a Levante, right? And just wear that fucking legend out there in Seattle.
It's not a slimming number. 50 is not a slimming number.
I mean, it's fine. It's fine. I mean,
it's going to make you look fatter than you already are.
Which is not that fat. So there you go. I like that. You want me to look fatter. So that's what you're doing right now. So I should just wear a 1. Just wear just a dash, just a hashtag. Hashtag.
It's just a dash. Fucking.
MK, no, he is not wearing 93 after Gerald McCoy. We're not doing that.
No, definitely not happening.
Only if Gerald comes on the show and apologizes to both of us. Then we'll both wear matching Gerald McCoy jerseys.
Speaking of
I
Gerald
don't know
McCoy,
if that's going to happen.
The Bucs, even though they weren't wearing pads, Bucs pass rush. It's kind of on fire today. Had a little speed out there. Even saw a guy like David Walker, who didn't really get to work too much in camp because of some hamstring stuff that popped up. Guy was getting double teamed because he kept beating the guys he was up against on the first day of camp. Of course, you had Hassan Reddick, looked really fucking good, looked really motivated. And you got Yaya Diaby out there making plays. Day one stank, obviously, but it is exciting to see that the pass rush, which I thought was a terrible part of our team last year, coming out there and showcasing their speed from top to bottom to David Walker, who I think's about to fucking have some people fucking second guessing the fact that this guy didn't go higher, because he's going to have himself a fucking year, guys.
He is. There's a couple guys out there that, obviously we know what we're going to get out of Vita Vea, right? Mm-hmm. I think of Yaya is primed to take the next step, hopefully, but we've got some other options. David being one, obviously Hassan. And then to me, I feel like the star of this defensive line, this is his year. He's going to come out, be healthy all season. Probably going to lead this team in sacks. That's Kalijah Kancey.
Yes, sir.
This is Kalijah Kancey. It has to be Kalijah Kancey's year. We want this defense to home. We want to be a top 10 defense. I feel like Kalijah is the guy who's going to bring us to that point, because he's got the ability to get to the quarterback. We've seen it. The kid's special. He hasn't been able to stay healthy. Camp looks great, plays great in the preseason, gets hurt right before the fucking year. He needs to stay healthy through camp into the season, keep that momentum going, along with the other pieces that we've added to this team, and add a quality defense to a hell of an offense, and not just, fucking back into the playoffs every year. We need to own this division, because nobody believes in anybody else, for good reason, by the way. Atlanta hasn't proven they've got the guys in that locker room to do it. They've got talent, but do they know how to win? I don't think they do. They should have won this division last year, and they fucking shit and pissed all over themselves. So I don't think they've got the fortitude to win this division. The Saints, fuck them. Who cares? Who cares, right? Just absolutely wake up every morning and go out to the graveyard and stomp on their grave every day.
Dude.
Just do it and laugh about it.
They're so done. It's crazy.
In Carolina, I don't get it. I still don't think Bryce Young is an NFL quality quarterback. I just don't. I don't believe in that guy. I don't believe in that team. They've got some talent, but I just don't see it.
Stank, to your point about Kalijah Kancey, I think showed me what his true potential is in that Kansas City game that we were at, okay? He was going against a center and the two guards in front of him there, who are, arguably the best interior three in the NFL, especially last year, heading into last year as well. And he was an absolute wrecking ball on that defense. And probably one of the reasons we were even in that game throughout the initial struggles of the offense that night. And he made play after play after play. He was absolutely just unstoppable, even in the rain. And so I think that glimpse right there, you're like, God damn, dude, he can fucking do it. Now let's see him do it across the entire season. Let's see him actually be there week one, which, I don't think we've seen yet from him, which, I think Vita had a little bit of that coming in his first 2 years. Seen guys like people comparing, I hate this when people say Kalijah Kancey better not be like a JTS or a Logan Hall. He's made more plays than those two guys combined, even in the limited time that he has played. And last year he led our team in sacks, and he missed, 6 games? That's fucking crazy. And the number wasn't great by any stretch of the imagination for this, what you'd expect. But still, interior defensive lineman, dude is going to be a fucking monster. He's shown it. Now let's put it all together and play the whole season. And I think that's going to be the goal again this year. Get him through camp. Get ready. Let's fucking go, man. I think he's truly healthy this time.
Sammer, you mentioned Logan Hall. I think that Logan quietly had a decent year last year.
Had a good year. I agree.
I don't think we can put him in that JTS category necessarily.
A lot of people do. You know how they go.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't been a world beater, so I get that. For where he was drafted, you want more production, but I feel like he's maybe found his groove here. And if we're getting consistent pressure off the edge, he's shown that he can be a problem too. Not to mention, just like Hassan Reddick, he's in a contract year. Like, this guy has to eat this year if he wants to break the bank. So he should come in motivated and hungry for all the right reasons to try to earn. So he could be a guy that surprises you. He could be a guy that nobody's talking about, that comes in ultra dedicated and ends up being a problem. Will Golston's no longer here. You know, he's going to probably get more reps in the rotation than he ever has before. So I don't know, man. That's another guy you could see really making an impact that nobody's talking about.
They didn't draft him to be Golston, right? But
no,
he's slowly transitioned into that role, and I think he does that role well. We don't win the Super Bowl without a guy like Will Golston on this team. He did his job. So you got to have a place on your roster for these kind of guys. And you know what? Yeah, he's not, Ndamukong Suh. He's not Vita Vea. He's Logan Hall, who could maybe be William Golston, which is fucking great. It's great. It's fine. He's going to make more money than most people are going to make in their careers anyway. But in terms of the football team and the roster build, you got to have that guy on there. You got Kalijah, you got Vita. They're going to make their plays. You get a guy with Logan Hall who's there at the right place at the right time, does his job in the run game, maybe steals a sack or two here and there throughout the season when the guys around him who are really good pass rushers make their plays and he plays cleanup. That's what you want from those guys. That's a great player to have. And you're right, Stank. He's going to be motivated. Whether that turns into this or that.
And we got the rookie Elijah Roberts too. We don't know what he is yet.
He'll be like a pass rush specialist. I don't know how much he'll be against the run.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
That's what it seems they're going to lean towards in the beginning, in my opinion. But
I don't think he's going to be a pass rush specialist. I think he's going to be a rotation guy. And we just don't know what kind of production we'll get out of the guy outside of, he's not going to be asked to get you 10 sacks, but if it ends up being a 5-sack guy, that's good. If it ends up being better than that, that's fucking great. Another guy that we know that they're going to have a rotation. Will they lean on that rotation as much as they have in the past? I don't know, but maybe not.
It wouldn't hurt. The reason I say they'll lean on him to be a pass rush guy, they'll fit him into those third downs or second and long passing situations to kind of let him get acclimated to the NFL and not have to do too much in front of him in terms of, thinking things through. Because then you can just go rush the passer. Because I don't know how much he did against the run in college. He's not, a big boy, but he's a fucking fast guy and he's a very good pass rusher. So why not get his feet wet that way? Take a little bit of the thinking off of his plate. Not to say he's a dumb kid by any stretch, but this is the NFL. Everything's faster. You start thinking, you slow down, you don't make plays, you get, busted on your ass. But you take that away and you tell a guy, hey, it's 2nd and 23. They're going to fucking throw the ball. Go get him. That's really fucking easy for a guy who has shown he's naturally a pass rushing specialist. He's very good at it. So let him do that. I think what they'll lean on him to do. Somehow Greg Gaines is still on this fucking team. I don't think he was healthy going into the first day of camp, so he won't be practicing here, but maybe he'll be gone. If Elijah Roberts does his job, you would think that would equal Greg Gaines. See you later. Keep it fucking moving, dude. And we're throwing a party on this fucking show, right? We'll throw an emergency podcast when that happens. But
Greg plays that nose. Elijah's not going to play that nose. Really,
somebody's got to go.
The rotation behind Vita is Greg, and then Mike Green and whoever else. I mean, we were hoping that we maybe upgrade that position. I don't know. I think we're going to still see, a drop off if Vita's out of the game in that position, unfortunately.
Yeah, but hopefully they change the way they rotate guys to where they're more of a NASCAR pass rushing package. And when, you're not taking guys like that who are important to both pass and run defense. I didn't like what they did last year. I don't know what they were doing or what they were thinking, but hopefully it'll change. And you never know, man. What if Watson, big boy, loses the weight, starts impressing people? Got to put him in. Got to play him. Be the guy. Who knows? We'll see how that goes. I'm not by any stretch thinking that he's going to see any action this year, but you never know, man. You never know. Things happen. Injuries happen. Shit plays out the way you don't expect it, Stank. Speaking of which, there's a Deion Sanders sighting today. Okay, Coach Prime in the building, bringing attention to the Bucs, who usually don't get too much. Surprise visit, so you can watch his son Shiloh Sanders out there with his first day of NFL training camp ever. Okay, the kid's a rookie. What he's going to do exactly, we don't know yet. I don't think he has the speed to play in the NFL. He's a big hitter. Don't know where that really fits in with today's modern game. But Coach Prime in the fucking building, Stank. You ever think you're going to see that day?
No. It should have been a Buccaneer, honestly.
Should have been a Buccaneer.
But, that's just not the way the cookie crumbled. One of my favorite college football players before I really ever had an allegiance. Believe it or not, I ended up being a Gator fan because I went up to UF. But you know, I always loved fucking Deion, bro. Deion set the stage for what we see now, right? He was his own brand. Nobody's ever gonna out fucking prime Deion, dude. He was just that guy, two-sport guy. If you didn't grow up in that era, you don't know how special a guy like Prime was, man. He was Muhammad Ali on the football field. The guy just did it all. Wasn't necessarily the best tackler, biggest hitter.
But you put him on one side of the field, saying that entire side of the field automatically didn't get looked at because you knew you weren't going to throw the ball.
Probably arguably the greatest corner ever. You know, natural ability. Unfortunately, Shiloh didn't get his genes. I doesn't look like he has the foot speed. But he plays a different position where you don't necessarily have to have that incredible foot speed. I like this kid. I tell you what, I was annoyed just of the whole Sanders fucking fiasco. I felt like it tainted
this kid doesn't come with the circus, it feels like, right?
Not at all. Not at all. He seems to be really humble, entertaining kid. Has embraced Tampa.
Trying to get him on the show, by the way.
Yeah, has embraced Tampa. Just fucking charisma you can't fucking buy. That definitely has his dad's charisma, that's for sure. I'm really rooting for this kid. And it's at a position where honestly, we don't have a whole lot of depth. So
but there's something to say about a kid who's a good teammate. Like those guys just, and he's a coach's son, he's an NFL player's son. So he kind of has a leg up on how to act in terms of, like, I don't want to say kiss ass in terms of coaching, but coaches' sons usually impress other coaches because they know what's expected of them. They know where they're supposed to be. And he's a good teammate. That's a big deal, man. A guy that you can have on the sideline who's going to run over to the guy who just gave a big play, fucking hype him up, hit him on the shoulder pads, get him rolling again, knowing he's probably never going to play in the game, but still doing that. You see it in basketball all the time. Those guys, those bench guys, they matter. In the NFL, that does come to your advantage if you could be that dude. So we'll see, man. I'm rooting for him too. I don't know if he'll make an actual play on the NFL field.
Here's our safety room right now, okay? Antoine, Tyke, Isian, okay? Outside of that, you got Marcus Banks, Kayvon Merriweather, JJ Roberts, Rashad Wisdom, and Shiloh.
I like JJ Roberts.
Four guys minimum. Maybe five, depending on how the numbers game.
There's special teams in there in the mix too.
Right. So
Merriweather,
it's not like he doesn't have an opportunity. I mean, Merriweather's played in this defense before, so you could say he definitely has a leg up. But
they like him though.
Yeah, the name on the back of the jersey doesn't matter. I don't care who his dad is. He's got to show he belongs, and maybe he does. Maybe we'll see that light bulb come on for the kid, and maybe he fits in this defense. Maybe he just has it up here, and it all works out. I don't know. I didn't watch Colorado football. I didn't watch where he played before he was at Colorado. I honestly have never seen the kid play a snap.
He's not. That's the thing, though. Like, you see a lot of these former, sons of NFL guys that come in, and they almost always seem to be ahead of the eight ball when it comes to the X's and O's, watching tape, understanding how to break film down. Antoine. There's a handful of them already in the NFL, but Joey Porter Jr., all those guys, to where you're like, you know what, man? If he's got it up top, which I would assume he has a leg up on most rookies because of his dad, who was a savant when it came to playing, DB. If he has some of that, maybe that can kind of, mitigate the lack of foot speed. Could that get him on a special teams unit and make the cut that way? Maybe. Merriweather plays special teams. The Bucs like him. They do seem to trust him when they had, moments where they had to put him on the field. So he does have a leg up in terms of that position, but it's really anybody's got a fair shot back there, Stank, other than, obviously the guys like Antoine and Tyke and Isian, who's basically just a Swiss Army knife back there in terms of being able to fill a role when anyone goes down. That goes a long way. Let's see what Shiloh can do. I'm thinking if he can make a couple special teams plays and show his IQ in meeting rooms and maybe, against the other guys in preseason, might have a shot, man. Might have a shot.
That's the beauty of fucking training camp and preseason, man. We get to see these battles. We get to hear about what's going on out there. And once the preseason games start, those guys are going to get reps. Those backup safeties get tons of time out there. So he'll have his opportunity to show if he belongs here or not. Just like a lot of these other guys we've talked about. But he's got a hill to climb before we're really talking about him seriously cracking the 53.
Yeah, I don't hear anything about JJ Roberts, a kid out of Marshall, who I thought kind of went under the radar. There's a signing after the draft. He's supposed to be a pretty fucking talented kid. We'll see how that pans out. But the Bucs, I think he was one of the first undrafted free agent signings that they made that night. Mm-hmm. So that's a big one there. I thought it was going to be somebody that might make some noise. Might be a guy to look at in the future. Who knows? We'll see him in preseason. Stank, any names or storylines you're looking forward to here heading into camp before we wrap up the show tonight?
I think I'm going to be really focused on the linebacker room, how that shakes out. I don't know if you guys did you watch any of the interviews today at all? Did you get to?
I did not. I read some of them.
Did you hear Levante? Did you hear any of the shit that he was talking?
I heard Levante talking about how he still acts like he's got to earn everything, and how he didn't think he wouldn't have come back if he didn't think this team could compete for a Lombardi. Right. But he took a dig at Savasier, which I like. All right. They were like, tell us how excited you are and how well he's playing. He's like, I'm not going to do that. I don't give that guy compliments. It kind of reminded me of you, right? I don't feel, first of all, you started the show off by giving me compliments. I hated it. Well, okay, since then, you've gone downhill. You're the Luke Longley of this podcast. 100%. You're not going to be able to.
I'm not going to be able to maintain that level of fucking. Listen, bro. I already told you, dude. I'm good for. I'm good for
7 minutes. You got 7 minutes out of your night, maybe.
7, bro. That's I'm hitting well above my batting
average. That's a whole week, right?
I come in, bro. I come in like Chris Farley. Okay, I come in a room and I'm a force of nature. Okay, but I'm typically falling through the table pretty quickly, and you know what? I'm okay with that. I accept who I am.
You definitely had a Luke Longley moment tonight. So there's a game that Jordan spoke about where Luke Longley was like 12 points in the first quarter. He had like 3 blocks. He had like 5-6 rebounds. And Jordan went up to him and was like, Luke, man, whatever, keep it up. You're doing fucking phenomenal right now. Luke didn't register a single stat the rest of the night. From that first quarter on, he didn't do anything. And
but how many rings does Luke have?
And he went up to Luke after the game, and I think he told him, like, that's the last time I'll ever fucking compliment you. He was so sickened by him after he'd given him compliments. It was so proud of him. He also was like, I can't fucking like you ever again because of it. And you just did that, Stank. You are the Luke Longley of the Loose Cannons podcast.
Champion. I'll take it. Louis Frozen Pirate says, I really feel like we won against the Atlanta Falcons. And I don't know. Read that real quick, Izzy. I
really feel like we won against the Atlanta Falcons. It's a must-win game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, especially with our injuries. We have to set the tone early and fast and get ahead of our division.
Yeah. Okay. So it was just me. He wrote it up, but
I think he means week
I don't know what you mean.
I think he means I really feel like week 1 against the Atlanta Falcons is a must-win game.
Oh,
that's what I think he's going for.
More sense.
It's a skill of deduction right there, folks. You just saw it live on the show. I don't agree that it's a must win. I do think it's a game that they circled. The Bucs under Todd Bowles, though. Yeah, the Bucs under Todd Bowles, though, traditionally, historically, they've been very, very prepared for week 1. They came in against Minnesota a couple years ago, last year against the Commanders. They really come out hitting. Like, they don't have slow starts on that first week because they're getting prepped for that opponent the entire time, it feels like. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of when Todd Bowles really does his best, right? I mean, we saw it in the Super Bowl. You gave him 2 weeks to prepare for a team he already faced earlier in the season in the Kansas City Chiefs, and he had those guys ready. And so I think that's kind of part of that formula for Todd. Week 1, he gets his boys ready. I think it's going to be about the offense that week. And if that machine comes back the way it was, I think They have that team circled. I'm telling you, these guys did not forget that they lost 2 games to Kirk Cousins, and they're going against Penix, who, although he played as a rookie, he's still very fresh. Man, this kid still has a lot to learn, still has a lot to see, and then Todd Bowles throwing a lot to see at a guy like that. I like our chances, man. But it's early to talk about that shit right now.
It's early to talk about that shit, but it is an enormous game. Obviously, you were alluding to the Dungy Todd Bowles clip that the Bucs put out. Man, shout out to them, bro. Those clips that they put out were amazing. It was so awesome to see him and Dungy breaking down X's and O's. Todd, you forget Todd is a fucking savant. Okay. Todd understands this game better than most. He made his fucking career off of being that guy that can outthink you. And I think that we've got some horses for him to work with now. You're not wrong. He's got a lot of time to prep for that team. We've got a lot of time to prep for Penix. It's going to be a crazy environment, right? Because I think Atlanta's, they're expecting to bounce back from just an absolute dog shit year. They beat us twice last year. We gave the game to them in Atlanta last year. We should have fucking won that football game. This means a lot. This game means a shit ton. We really do need. It's a 2-win game, right? You start off with a win on the road against the division opponent, the opponent everybody's expecting. To potentially lose a division to, that game matters. It matters a lot.
It's a good momentum game too, taking a week 2 again on the road in Houston. A team that also I think fell short of their expectations, especially that quarterback in his second year. Third year is historically when those really good rookie quarterbacks come out there and shine again. So they're gonna have a chip on their shoulder. That's a fucking good defense in Houston, man. That is a good defense in Houston. They draft well.
We got some payback for that team. We got some payback for that quarterback.
We lost the game, yeah. And so I think
that comeback that they.
And so there's some
diced us, bro. We've been getting diced. We've been getting diced for a handful of years now.
That's gonna be a good game.
I'm hoping this defense proves that they're a consistent dog, bro. I really do. I hope they can come out and really give teams fits and add to this offense. Give us some fucking
Stank. If they're just a little bit more resistant to the team we face, then this team is gonna be like loads better just because of that one fact. And it's crazy because it's so minute, but we didn't lose games by 30, 40 points every week, and our defense was getting absolutely destroyed. They weren't stopping everyone, but we were still in these games. So imagine if they can just get a key stop here or there, get more hands on balls here or there. It's give a short field to our offense once a game at least. I mean, that'd be such a massive turn for this team. It would make a lot of difference.
Or how about we win a few games defensively? That would be great.
Get a stop,
that would be amazing.
Right. Where the offense doesn't have to be perfect, where Baker doesn't have to be perfect. We get that Baker game where he's just not on, but the defense is out there eating.
How about Baker gives us a lead and we just hold on and we don't have to bring the boys out there for the knee, right?
That'd be nice too. Did we hear that in the Jameis era of the defense only stood up and gave him some fucking some comfort? I mean, we needed a little bit with Bake too.
Early on,
his fucking job.
Early on, yeah, but I think that last year when Shaq Barrett was on, that was different. Where you're like, man, they are doing what they can do, dude. And some of it, and those guys started have that, come on, Trent Dilfer type feeling going on that side of the ball. But, obviously not as bad as when Trent Dilfer.
Thank God for that, though. Terrible. Yeah. It happened the way it was supposed to.
Had to happen that way. Had to happen that way. Or we be in an alternate timeline right now. Maybe we are the alternate timeline. Maybe we're the wavelength that should have never happened. We're living in it right now. The Tom Brady wearing a different jersey timeline.
I'll take it. I believe that was a really acid trip time in most of our lives.
And went a whole year without sex.
I went a whole year without sex. Just so we could get the butt chin dude in here to fucking win us the Super Bowl during a pandemic. The weirdest time probably in most of our lives. Had a nervous breakdown that year too. It wasn't a great year, but it was a fucking phenomenal year, and I'll always remember it. And I think we all will.
Intern Izzy, before we close out the show, I'm gonna let you add something you're looking forward to in camp.
Really want to see how the wide receiver room handles it, because I believe we could be looking at one more position, one more spot on the wide receiver room. So who's going to get it? Are we going to see Trey Palmer stand up and show that he could be that burner? Are we going to see Sterling Shepard show up? I mean, we got Tez, we got Amika, we got Jalen, Chris. We know he's going to be coming back. Mike, inevitable.
The new Mr. August for King Jarrett, the guy that you just every year like he's fucking burning it up. He's playing great. Yeah. Him and fucking Kyle, they've got some fucking chemistry.
They do, but here's the thing though, like, oh, who's gonna be like the one guy that's gonna take that spot? Who's gonna really run away with it? That's what I'm really wanting to see.
J-Mac, by the way, said he came in, strong, right? Strong. That was his point of emphasis in the offseason to get stronger. He's got a little bit of fucking swagger to him. All right.
You do.
He kind of already had that last year coming in, right? He's talking about, I want to make the Pro Bowl. You're like, dude, calm the fuck down, okay? And then he had quite a learning experience. But, man, we didn't talk about this, but that punt return job, that kick returner job, that additional offense that you don't expect and don't want to expect, that's a big thing that's been missing for a million years on this team. And yeah, Tez Johnson coming in here. We've been missing that Johnson in the room, Stank, right? And I think he's smaller than we're used to, okay? He's not the size Johnson that we usually like, but Johnson is better than no Johnson. Correct.
Sam, are we looking on a Johnson on Johnson competition in this preseason? Is that what we're really talking about? Because you got two Johnsons, okay? You got one that's bigger than the other. One that's coming in with confidence. He might not be the biggest.
We got polar opposite Johnsons at this point. We got the thick, meaty Johnson on one hand, okay? And then you go to the other hand, we got a thinner, smaller, but speedier Johnson, right? But he's quicker, right? He's in and out.
Can hit the hole way quicker.
Way quicker. In and out. Real slippery type of guy, right? But then you got the other Johnson, bam, fucking laying that wood, right? You feeling that shit. He's pounding it when he's touching it, right? And it's getting in, it's getting out. You're feeling him every single time.
He hasn't got the job done.
He hasn't got the job done. Exactly.
He's broken down, dude. That's not good. That's not a good trait.
Good. You don't want a broken down Johnson. You want a Johnson that's agile and can go the length of the game, right? You want him all night long.
Johnson.
Yeah, we're gonna have a real.
We're having ourselves a Johnson sword
Two Johnsons in the slots.
I need a graphic. I need a graphic immediately. Right, we need to talk about this each week. You know how we have a camp diary.
Johnson update. The Johnson update.
Johnson update.
Johnson and Johnson update every fucking week.
Baby oil with the Johnsons. I mean, how about just hang? How about a segment called "Hanging with the Johnsons"? I mean,
that might work.
But listen, it's what's so fascinating about it is that it's such polar opposites. These guys are not the same. Like I said, these two totally different Johnsons. No two Johnsons are the same already, right? But just they do their work different ways. And now who's going to get the job done? Who's ultimately going to pop that kickoff / punt return cherry that we've been waiting on for so long, right? The anticipation, right? That first night, that's what it feels like. And that Johnson or this Johnson, who's going to be the Johnson that does it?
Listen, you got a quarterback that's running around rock hard, okay? Running over guys, absolutely putting it down on dudes. Right there on the field, on camera, on Sundays, right? How are you going to come in this locker room as a Johnson and not do the same? Okay,
come on, yeah.
Who's going to swell up, right? Who's going to be the one to prove and satisfy, where we really need it, bro? Because I'm waiting, bro. It's been a while.
There's 50,000 something fans in that building. You got to satisfy all of them, right?
Ever since Tyler left, bro, we just hasn't been the same.
Now we got two Johnsons battling for that one coveted spot. Who's Johnson's going to make it work? Who's the Johnson get the job done? Right?
Which one's going to get bricked up? Which one's going to get the bricked up belt? Huh?
The bricked up belt.
Can we get a bricked up belt?
We can hand it to him in camp.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious. So. Can we make that happen?
Yeah. We have our own Johnson, right? We can ask him. He's a belt guy. Maybe we get a bricked up belt made.
That'd be great. That'd be awesome.
I completely forgot about that Johnson. He's a pretty forgetable Johnson if you think about it. Not a good thing. If you're a Johnson, you don't want to be forgettable, right?
He's definitely not bricked up.
You want to be memorable if you're a Johnson, and definitely not a memorable Johnson.
Our Johnson has an impressive cave. That's a little different.
Yeah.
Right. That's a different cave. Like, I get it, bro. You got a nice cave, dude. But we're looking for bricked up Johnsons on this team.
Yeah. That'll be the watch for us. That'll be the loose cannons point of emphasis, the focal point of the majority of our training camp updates. Will be the Johnson on Johnson.
I'll tell you what, Vixen in the chat excited about the Johnson competition. She's very excited.
She's very excited.
Eggplants in the chat right now. Everybody, throw your eggplants up because Vixen started it. And in the comment section after, if you're watching this later, who's your favorite Johnson? Right? Like which of these Johnsons do you think is going to come out?
What kind of Johnson do you prefer? The thick, veiny, girthy, meaty Johnson with power. Right? You can hammer it home. Make sure that pounding is not something you're going to forget. Or do you like the slimmer, sleeker, quicker, slipperier
Yeah.
Slipperier.
Tinier Johnson.
But he never gets tired.
Never
He
gets
can
tired.
go absolutely 60
The
minutes.
Energizer Bunny of Johnson's.
60 minutes.
He could pump the
Yeah.
entire game. Exactly.
He
So like,
he pump up his teammates.
well, which one are you going for? Right. So it's all just, I guess, taste, preference. You know,
Look, Samuel Fisher says, I prefer slender and quick.
slender and quick.
You can't criticize
Efficiency.
that. Yeah, you can't criticize that.
Cecil says he likes a Desmond Watson type Johnson. That's a big fucking Johnson, dude.
Yeah, bro. But that guy,
That's a-
Nice.
that guy can't even get on the field right now, bro. Okay. Stamina is his problem. If once we get his stamina right, oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Phew.
Callie Bucks wants to know, is Vixen going to be doing Johnson inspections on Discord? Maybe we need to do that. Maybe that's what we need on this show, Stank. More Johnson
He's up for that.
accountability, right?
Listen, the entire week we've been talking about BBC, Black Cock. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you know I posted,
saw
I
that.
posted a picture of the
Black
most
cock.
impressive black cock I've ever seen. I've never been that close to one before. I was awestruck.
That thing
I
looked
would-
powerful. Looked
You
powerful.
were you were flabbergasted, my friend.
I was, dude. It took my breath away.
Yeah,
honestly.
I mean,
This man right here, he took a full-on video of it. I was like, "What are you
I did.
doing, Stank?"
I did. Listen, man, when you see something you've never seen before, you know, you got to document that. And I pulled the camera out real quick and I bought a calendar and it was a nice day.
You bought a calendar
Yeah.
as well.
He
My
bought-
goodness.
he bought a couple of books for the boys as well.
Yeah.
That's awful kind of you, man. Hey guys, make sure you check us out on loosecannonslive.com, our amazing website.
Whoa. Hold on, that's my job. What are we doing?
Yeah, what do you, yeah.
I've just
on now.
become
Let-
accustomed that our interns are absolute
Hold
I don't
dog
know.
shit.
on.
You
I
know?
was waiting for the go.
Vixen,
Let me
Vixen murdered it last
Yeah,
episode.
she did murder. So you know what, intern Izzy,
let
it's
me run this
it's a
one.
fresh
Floor is
new
yours.
season. It's day one of training camp. Floor is yours.
All right. We got the Discord ready, locked and loaded. $3 to join. You get all the perks, the behind the scenes, the Q&As, the watch parties. Hey, don't you shake your head at me. Hello.
That was terrible. That was absolutely. We've got the
wow.
Discord ready. What is?
Yeah,
you didn't even mention it's called the
wait.
Cannon Cartel for the membership.
Hold on, I was
You made
getting
it
to
seem
that.
like the entire
oh my
Discord
gosh.
was pay to play.
Wow.
That's just
Pay to
I,
play.
that was oh my
Wow.
god.
You never let. See, here's the thing. You
I mean, I looked at
you-
Stank's face. Stank's face told me,
fans.
and I was like, I guess I'm not the only one. Izzy, I'm gonna give you one more shot. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you one more shot.
Okay.
It's called the
Oh,
Cannon
okay.
Cartel. Okay,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
Cannon
so-
cards. Okay, I
And
know.
let me give you a
I know.
little. Let me
Is
give
it-
you. Hold on. Listen to Daddy. Okay. Let me give you a little sales lesson here. All right. You never mentioned the paid part at the beginning. You mentioned the free section
ever.
first. Okay.
Nope.
If you want to pay to experience some behind the scenes stuff and be part of the fantasy football world, then you go to the Cannon Cartel side of things in the free Discord already. All right, Izzy. So I'm gonna give it to you again. All right.
All right,
Everyone in the
all right.
chat's
It's been-
embarrassed for you
it's
right
been
now.
A minute.
Izzy,
In a
you
minute.
gotta-
It's been a long
Izzy,
time.
it's foreplay, bro. You got to tease them. You can't
Gotta
come
tease 'em.
straight out
Yeah.
and ask for money.
You can't just slap that Johnson right in there from day one,
No.
right? From
No.
the first minute. You got to ease him into the Johnson, all right?
Yeah,
man.
you're right.
So-
You're right.
So
you're right. I
I'm
apologize.
helping
I
you. We're
apologize.
helping you right now, not only as a podcaster, but hopefully as a
In
lover
life.
one day.
It's a
Yeah.
life lesson.
in life.
lesson.
It's a life lesson. I'll take
Yeah.
it.
So all right, intern Izzy has something to add.
All right. Here we go. So we have ourselves the Loose Cannons, the Cannon Cartel Discord. It's free to join.
Oh my
You
god.
get a whole lot. Oh, as soon as you said that, see, you put too much.
The Cannon Cartel's not the free side of it. Oh my god. Can't do this. Can't watch it. Sorry. You get hey, I'm gonna give you a shot again next time. But
No,
let me Stank's laughing at you.
You know what? I
I'm
feel like this
I'm
is
dying.
the Jordan complimenting his teammate.
I'm
To
dying.
get
Yeah,
love.
I don't know. I don't know, man. Oh my god. This is horrible. This is
Sounds like a OF advertisement. Oh,
Yeah, bro.
Lord.
Yeah.
yeah. Do I
Yeah,
need to give you
$3.
an actual ad read for our own shit?
Oh, wait a minute. I think I have the ad read still.
Oh,
I just haven't-
gee.
Oh no! And then we got loose
I just
cannons.
haven't looked at it.
We got our loose cannons Vixen right in. She misspelled our website URL just now.
What is happening right now, bro?
Guys, it's first day of camp.
It's the first day of camp. You forgot your shoes, bro. How are you gonna come in here
Oh my
not
God.
ready to perform?
All right, so make sure you guys hit the like button. Leave us a comment on your favorite
Oh, dear
type
God.
of Johnson, okay? And of course, if you are new and you absolutely loved or
Lord.
hated this show, hit that subscribe button. If you want more
The
of
ending
us,
was terrible.
okay, go to loosecannonslive.com, our amazing new website where you can watch or listen to every one of our episodes right there on the website. You don't even have to go to iTunes if you don't want to, but also you could. And you can subscribe there or Spotify or Google Play or wherever the fuck you want to listen to your podcast in your UPS truck. And of course, don't forget our amazing Discord community, completely free Bucs community with insane Buccaneer fans and memes and shenanigans that you will just never get sick of. And of course, if you want more, even more than that, then join the Discord Cannon Cartel membership side, which is only $3 a month. You get behind the scenes action. We got some cool upcoming off-season episodes we're going to drop in there. And of course, you get access and be first in line in our fantasy football leagues. And thank you, Loose Cannon's Leprechaun. He'll be putting together some fun gambling games as well that you can partake in, not just Bucs related, but NFL related. So it'll be quite fun. Jump into the Discord. The links can be found on our website. And of course, in this chat to my left or right, whichever your device does there or wherever you're watching this, as lovely Loose Cannons Vixen is dropping all those fucking URLs down in there. Correctly spelled, by the way. So make sure you guys check that out. Hit the like button on the way out. Yep. And tell Izzy, step his fucking game up. All right? It's the second year in the business now. I expect more from you at this point, Izzy, and I need you to start holding yourself to a higher accountability, to a better standard.
That's good coaching. That's good coaching right there.
Yeah. No sophomore slumps over here. We're going to take care of that.
I mean, I'm hoping. And right now, you're Desmond right now. You're on the sidelines. I'm not happy that you came in overweight, but we're going to get you there, okay? We're going to get you to playing weight somehow, some way.
We're going to get there.
Yeah, and Izzy, that's how you fucking do it. We'll see you guys for another camp update soon. Go Bucs.
Go Bucs.
It's kickoff, set it off. Go to Vegas, bet it all. Put it on the Bucs to win. Whoever they gon' play gon' fall. Don't say I ain't told y'all. Loose cannons gon' fold y'all. Yeah, the Heat be 9-3, but it gets real cold in the fall. That's when the season start. Bucs come in 40 hard. Win after win, ripping.